Alright, today I'm going to do a lot of wiring. I've already been working on wiring, and there's going to be a lot to do. Charge controllers, layouts, all that fun stuff. So a cold front came in last night. We got about 1.5 inches, 2 inches of rain. And it's a little chilly today, so the sun is trying to peek out. So this is what I've done so far. I got this wired up with an automatic controller there. See how everything's speeding up now that the solar panels are in the sun, the voltage is coming up. So I put one of these. That's what's running the 132nd car. So the one with the LEDs. When I turn this, you can see it starts going. So you can set it and forget it. So I could have this in the cab and have it where the 132nd runs just like the train, or I could turn this off and come over here and find my trigger, wherever it is, hand controller right down here. There's so much stuff, and then I could just run it like you normally would, like that. Laptop's in the way. So yeah, this is your normal controller, and this thing's fast. It'll spin the tires. If I had a good long track, this thing would get some pretty good speed. But it's spinning the tires. I don't know if you can tell. It'll do a fishtail around that corner. There we go. We want a fishtail. All right, so yeah, I'm going to be doing some wiring. I'm going to hook up probably the 3rd panel today. I want to get the layout finished. That'll probably be next day or two. Yeah, so it's getting down to the wire. And I lost a day. I have to go to a funeral on Friday, so I lost a day of progress, which that's okay. I'd rather go to this funeral than the car show any day of the week. So that's it. And I was attempting to make a homemade antenna, and I kind of stopped that. I made it and it worked, but yeah, I'm going to take that off of there. And I eventually plan on doing this. I'll show you here in a second. I don't know if I'm going to have time to do this, but I want to do this on both sides. And if I told you that I had planned this out originally, that these would fit in there perfectly, no, that wasn't the case, but it actually does. These are the Renogy panels, the high efficiency 12 volt panels, and I want to come across here with another board and then have this on a hinging system so I can come up with it and then I can lock it. So I got to figure out how I'm going to do that. I'm probably going to have a board on the top and the bottom, so that way when I lock it, the panel's mounted to both boards, and I'll lock it on these both sides down here. So I don't know if I'm going to have time to do that because I lost a day Friday with the funeral, but that's not a big deal. But that's the end goal, and that way it'll swing up, and this will be my safety. This will be the security. And then in here I'll probably have some kind of wire mesh, and then I'll figure out what I'm going to do with the back as well. But I got 2 of those panels, so it'll be like that on both sides, and then we'll have 6, 7, 800 watts in theory, and it looks pretty cool from this side. So another neat thing about that is if I want to keep this side closed off on the passenger side, I can always keep it closed off with a solar panel, and if I'm parked with this facing the sun, I'll get power from this panel as well, even without it folded up. So let's put our little hot rod back on the track here. So yeah, that's the goal. And you know, I might even get crafty and put a panel back here too, and have it where it's sticking out, and then when I park it I can lower it. I don't know, but that's just over the top. The ones on the sides make sense, but I don't really need that much power. And today will be a good test with it cloudy to see how many volts. All right, so we're charging right now. We're at 14. We're in boost 14.4. So we got plenty of power just the way it sets. And I'm just running the train and the laptop right now. But yeah, that's gonna fit perfectly. It is fitting perfectly. If I can just get a hinging system designed, that's gonna rock. But it's not gonna happen today, and probably not tomorrow, and probably not the next day. It just depends on how things go. That really cuts down on the cross breeze. So that way is facing north, and the sun is supposed to be over here somewhere. So the wind was cutting through here pretty good. Of course, now when I get it up there, it kind of calms down a little bit, but it was gusting pretty good. So that's the that's going to stay wired up there temporarily, and that's going to be the overall concept. It's going to be strategery to get it to mount like that, but I'll figure it out, and that will definitely work. Dual purpose, security and wind block. Yeah, that's cool. And it lets a little bit of light in, which is also cool. You get to see the back side of the panels. So that's an upgrade. Now we can carry on wiring here. So far, you saw what I got wired up, but my goal today is to get the train creep mode maybe hooked back up, or really the charge controller, the second charge controller back here somewhere, so we can have all 3 panels working, and maybe 4 panels at this point. So that one might just be stationary. I'm still thinking about that, because at a car show, I really can't be in control over people walking over there. So I really want them to walk on this side to see what's going on. And I can have some kind of screen there where they could peek through, but they can't reach through. So I'm still debating on, it's all about security and that kind of stuff. And the fact that the security cameras over there works out perfect too. All right, so busy day with trying to stay awake. I got a lot accomplished, but it got cold outside, so I had to move it in the garage. So I did some wiring, and still haven't wired up the charge controller, but it's here now. And I know how everything looks a little crooked. It's because it is. I don't know if you ever went to Six Flags ever, but they had something I think called a gravity house, and that was one of my favorite things to do as a kid. It was everything you walked into was crooked, so it was a weird effect. So that's kind of like this. You're standing here and everything's kind of leaning. So I got that done. The train's hooked up. The 1/32 slot car's hooked up. I still need to build a platform right here inside here to put the laptop and mouse on, and phone, and the assistant device, and other things, to elevate it off of here just enough to get an HO to come under here, because I want the HO track to be not impeded by the laptop. But anyway, so I got this set up with a hand trigger, and then I also have this rheostat here. I need to mount this somewhere, but you can also run the slot car, look, hands-free, just like the train. So this is running it right there. So now they're both running on their own. And then what's cool is this can be a set speed, and I can still control it to go faster with this. So it's also in bypass mode. So see how that works? So I can make it go faster, and then it's on cruise control with that. All right, so what else did I get done? Wired up more speakers. I got 3 speakers, technically 2. I got one over there, and then the big one down there, and then this little bitty tweeter up here. So I'm still gonna add 2 more better speakers somewhere. I just gotta find some stuff that I got around the house. I'm not gonna pay for any speakers. Still need to mount the forward and reverse for the train. Yeah, and a lot of other wiring. And I need to do that tomorrow, maybe make where the solar panel hinges up and down on both sides here. I don't know if I'll have time for that. Got a place for the rock crawler to hang and all that good stuff. So I think we're going to read the comments now. We can't read the comments without this action. There we go. Much better. Got to say hi to Mr. Scully. There we go. How's it going, dude? Chilling? All right. All right. So here, let's read the comments from the last video, which was, the fun has begun. The fun has begun. All right, that's where I'm making those metal pieces. Yeah, I love working with bending metal and that kind of stuff. All right, so here we go. There's 6 comments, and I published the video. I premiered it 12 hours ago. All right, so Big D says, we're having long hours at Maverick Media. If you want to get over there while I can shout you out tonight from 9 after that. Okay, so Maverick Media is covering the Freedom Convoy, so check out Maverick Media. All right, gas pump repair service. That was one scared train. Yeah, when the train went backwards with the rock collar. Rock collar was after the train. Corporate Worker says, hi Fry, it's amazing how powerful the solar panels are. Yeah, these new power solar panels, these 200 watters, are really efficient. And it's also interesting the way the train popped off the track towards the rear. So what he's talking about is just like when you rode on the back of the bus, you'd hop more, and that's exactly, he's right. So when the train popped off, it was back here, and because it hopped more. If the train would have been up here when I went over the speed bump up in front, the train would have probably stayed on the track. But yes, you're exactly right. That's the same effect as riding behind the wheels on the bus towards the rear. All right, so KCA TV, watching you bend the flat iron was worth the price of admission. Well, that's cool. Appreciate that. And yeah, I love working with that kind of stuff. And yeah, those pieces of iron that I bent are right here in the project. So there's one right there. That's the rusty one. And then there's the other one right over there. So yeah, and they look like factory issued stuff. All right. So Leslie, Lisa says, looking good, with all kinds of cool little emojis there. Judy H, another fun, interesting video, creative on a budget. Yep, I'm still technically under 50 bucks. This was 35 bucks. The turnbuckles were a couple of bucks each, about $2.50 each or more. And everything else I had. And then I had to buy some screws. So yeah, not counting the skulls. So yeah, we're around close to 50 bucks at this point. But not bad, I had everything else. All right, so I think that's gonna be it. That was a fun day. That was fun. There's rock crawler chasing the train. What a difference a day makes. Today, it's they're talking about light freezes in low areas in the next couple of days. Middle of October, we might get a light freeze in low areas. But yeah, what a difference a day makes. Yeah. So yeah, it's like 59 or 58 out there right now. Alexa, what's the temperature?
Right now, it's 57 degrees Fahrenheit.
Okay,
Today,
it's 57.
Expect a high of 68 degrees.
So it's 57. We'll ask her one more time. Alexa, what's the temperature outside?
Right now, it's 57 degrees Fahrenheit. Today, expect a high of 68 degrees.
All right, there we go. So it's going to be high in the 68. So if they say 68, it's probably going to be 65. So that's just the way it is sometimes. Love you all. Please like, share, subscribe. We'll do this again tomorrow, and maybe tomorrow I'll finally have the solar panels all hooked up. Maybe in about 2 days. You know how it is. It's always takes a day longer than I say. And I want to get the HO track. I want to get the mechanics done first of all this, and then I'll work on the layout stuff. This is all just kind of temporary. I'm gonna upgrade it. There's gonna be stuff up here doing things and all kinds of neat little stuff going on up here. It's not gonna just be down here. There's gonna be aerial stuff too. So this should be a pretty entertaining thing when I'm done with it. Please like, share, subscribe, hit that thumbs up. YouTube seems to like that a lot. It really does help the channel. Love you all. We'll do this again tomorrow.